yesterday on First Take, you called for Cathy Engelbert's resignation from her role as WNBA commissioner. When you hear Caitlin Clark there, how does that strike you?
Doesn't strike me at all. Same reaction. Cathy Engelbert should resign as the commissioner of the WNBA. And the reason
Ladies and gentlemen, stop everything you are doing. Turn off the TV, put down your phone, and listen to me very clearly, because we are witnessing the single most self-destructive, petty, and frankly suicidal business decision in the history of professional sports. We thought the WNBA had hit rock bottom with the Olympic snub. We thought they hit rock bottom with the Rookie of the Year voting. But today they grabbed a shovel and started digging a grave for their own league. We have received explosive confirmation from multiple insiders that the WNBA League office, led by Commissioner Cathy Engelbert, has officially issued a formal warning to Caitlin Clark. And what is this warning about? Did she break a law? Did she fail a drug test? No. They warned her because she signed a historic deal with NBC Universal to be a broadcaster. They sent her a legal threat claiming that her partnership with NBC constitutes a conflict of interest. Let that sink in. The woman who single-handedly saved your league from bankruptcy, the woman who brought you the private jets and the billion-dollar TV deal, goes out and gets a job promoting basketball on national television, and your response is to threaten her? It is absolute madness. It is a declaration of war against your own product. And as we are about to hear, even the biggest voices in sports media, like Stephen A. Smith, are looking at this situation and screaming for heads to roll. This isn't just a mistake, this is sabotage. And if the WNBA thinks they can bully Caitlin Clark into submission, they are about to learn a very painful lesson about who really holds the power in this relationship.
derogatory and unappreciative of the athletes that represent her league. And then the person I call the golden goose of the WNBA, Caitlin Clark, you understand, who is box office for the WNBA. Just look at the numbers, look at the ratings, look at everything. For her to come out and say,
you know it's bad when Stephen A. Smith takes off his glasses and looks into the camera, and that is exactly what happened. When this news broke, Stephen A. didn't just criticize the WNBA, he demanded a resignation. He looked at the camera and said, quote, "This is egregious, this is blasphemous, and it reeks of jealousy." Stephen A. Smith is right. He pointed out the obvious. Cathy Engelbert is not acting like a commissioner. She is acting like a hall monitor. He said, "How dare you? How dare you threaten the golden goose? You should be sending her flowers. You should be polishing her shoes. Instead, you are sending her cease and desist letters?" Stephen A. went further. He called out the conflict of interest excuse for what it is, a lie. He screamed, promoting the NBA helps the WNBA. Basketball is basketball. If Caitlin Clark is on my television screen on Sunday Night Football or at the Olympics wearing a WNBA hoodie talking about the game, that is free marketing. That is the kind of exposure you cannot buy. He is 100% correct. The idea that Caitlin Clark working for NBC hurts the WNBA is the stupidest thing I have ever heard. It's like saying Michael Jordan filming Space Jam hurt the Chicago Bulls. It's nonsense. Stephen A. Smith concluded his rant with a demand that every fan should echo, Cathy Engelbert needs to resign, effective immediately. He said, if you cannot see the value of Caitlin Clark, if you are so blinded by petty rules and internal politics that you try to tear her down, you are not fit to lead, and I agree with him. This warning proves that the leadership of the WNBA is broken. They are actively fighting against their own success. They hate the fact that they don't control her. Stephen A. said it best. She hates her success. The commissioner hates that Caitlin is bigger than the league, and that hatred is going to destroy everything they built. Let's strip away the emotion for a second and look at the cold, hard math, because this is where the WNBA's audacity becomes truly insulting. Do you know how much the WNBA pays Caitlin Clark? Do you know her base salary? $76,000. $76,000. In the world of professional sports, that is not a salary. That is a tip. The mascot for the Denver Nuggets makes $600,000 a year. The guy in the furry suit shooting t-shirt cannons makes 10 times more than the face of women's basketball. And yet, despite paying her absolute peanuts, the WNBA thinks they own her. They think they have the right to tell her she can't sign a multi-million-dollar deal with NBC? It is delusional entitlement. Imagine if you had a boss who paid you minimum wage, and then you went out and got a second job paying you $10 million a year, and your minimum wage boss tried to fire you for it. You would laugh in their face. You would quit on the spot. That is the position Caitlin Clark is in. The NBC deal is not a side hustle. The NBC deal is the main event. It pays her more in one weekend than the WNBA pays her in 4 years. By issuing this warning, The WNBA is trying to enforce a non-compete clause on an employee they barely pay. It is insulting, it is degrading, and it proves that the WNBA still views itself as a hobby, not a business. If they want to control Caitlin Clark's exclusivity, they need to pay her exclusive money, put $50 million on the table, and maybe you can tell her what to do. But for $76K, you sit down, you shut up, and you say thank you for playing. Now we have to ask the question, why? Why would Cathy Engelbert do something this stupid? She's a former CEO, she knows business. So why issue a warning that is guaranteed to backfire? The answer is ugly, but we have to talk about it. The answer is the locker room. This warning didn't come from a boardroom, it came from the pressure of the old guard veterans. We have been reporting on this for months. The jealousy in the WNBA is palpable. You have veterans who have been grinding for a decade, flying commercial, sharing hotel rooms, playing in Russia to make ends meet, and they look up and see a 22-year-old rookie flying private, signing 8-figure deals, and getting treated like royalty by NBC. They are seething, they are furious, and they are in the commissioner's ear.
What I said was that weak-ass response that Cathy Engelbert, I'm gonna say it again because people thought I stuttered just that. I don't know how because I don't stutter. Weak-ass comment, I'm gonna say it one more time. Weak-ass comeback. That's what she did. When
they are saying, it's not fair. Why does she get to break the rules? Why does she get to be a broadcaster while we have to practice? They are demanding that the league humble her. They want the league to remind Caitlin that she is just a rookie, and Cathy Engelbert, instead of being a leader, caved to the mob. She issued this warning to appease the jealous veterans. She is trying to show the locker room, see, I'm tough on her too. She's not special, but here is the reality check. She is special. She is the only reason anyone is watching. By listening to the jealous veterans, the commissioner is poisoning the well. You don't punish your star player to make the bench warmers feel better. That is a loser mentality. Stephen A. Smith touched on this too. He said, these veterans need to look in the mirror. Instead of hating on her NBC deal, you should be asking how you can get one. Instead of trying to pull her down to your level, you should be thanking her for raising the salary cap. But they can't do that. The envy is too deep, and this official warning is the manifestation of that envy. It is institutionalized hazing. Let's talk about the legal reality of this threat. NBC Universal is owned by Comcast. It is one of the largest media conglomerates on the planet. They have lawyers who cost more per hour than the entire WNBA salary cap. Do you honestly think the WNBA can win a legal battle against NBC? It is Godzilla versus a gecko. If the WNBA actually tries to enforce this warning, if they try to fine Caitlin, or suspend her, or block her from appearing on NBC, Comcast will sue them into the Stone Age. It is a suicide mission. The WNBA has zero leverage. Caitlin's contract with the WNBA likely does not prohibit her from outside employment, especially when that employment is broadcasting, which is technically media, not basketball competition. The conflict of interest argument is flimsy at best. NBC airs the NBA. The WNBA is partners with the NBA. Where is the conflict? There is none. It is a fabricated excuse to exert control. And let's look at the sponsors. State Farm, Gatorade, Nike, Wilson. All of these massive companies have poured millions into Caitlin Clark. They are Team Caitlin, not Team WNBA. If the league declares war on her, if they try to suspend her, those sponsors will pick up the phone and call Cathy Engelbert and say, fix this, or we pull the money. The WNBA is biting the hand that feeds them, not realizing that the hand belongs to a giant that can crush them. Stephen A. Smith warned them, you are playing with fire, and you are covered in gasoline. So what happens next? This is the endgame. The WNBA has drawn a line in the sand. They have warned Caitlin Clark. Now Caitlin has to respond. And if I know anything about Caitlin Clark, if I know anything about the competitor she is not going to back down. She is going to show up on NBC. She is going to hold that microphone. She is going to interview LeBron James. And she is going to look directly into the camera and dare the WNBA to do something about it. She is calling their bluff. And when she does, the WNBA will have two choices. They can suspend her and destroy their league, or they can back down and look weak. They have put themselves in a lose-lose situation. If they suspend her, the fans will revolt. I am talking about a total boycott. If they touch a hair on her head over this, we need to cancel League Pass. We need to stop buying tickets. We need to unfollow the accounts. We need to show them that we are here for the talent, not the administration. Stephen A. Smith demanded a resignation, but the fans need to demand a revolution. We cannot let these bureaucrats destroy the golden era of women's basketball because of their own insecurity. Caitlin Clark has the ultimate leverage. She can leave. She can go to Europe. She can join the unrivaled league. She can retire and be a full-time broadcaster. She does not need the WNBA. The WNBA needs her like a drowning man needs oxygen. This warning is the final straw. It is the proof we needed that the current leadership of the WNBA is unfit to govern. They have taken the greatest gift in the history of the sport and treated it like a burden. They have taken a savior and treated her like a suspect. Cathy Engelbert, if you are listening, hear this. Resign. Step down. Let someone who understands business, media, and star power take over. Because if you continue down this path, if you continue to let jealousy and pettiness drive your decisions, you will be remembered as the commissioner who killed the WNBA. Caitlin Clark is going to be fine. NBC is going to be fine. But the WNBA is on life support, and the commissioner is currently standing on the oxygen tube. The warning has been issued, but the real warning is for the league. Get out of the way or get run over. Because the Caitlin Clark train is moving, and it's not stopping for anyone, especially not for a league that pays her less than a mascot. The world is watching, Stephen A is watching, and the clock is ticking. Fix this or it's over.